Welcome to Life in the God Lane. I'm Tom West, and this is my power verses for the day. And it's a Matthew Classics. This is from Matthew 7:21 through 23. And this is for December the 18th, 2021. Hope you'll give me thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Share the video with someone else. Hit the little bell so you know every time I roll one out. I do one a day, and on Fridays I do two. The full message for the week and the power verse. So I hope you'll do all that. Share it with someone else. Give me thumbs up. Make comments. All that stuff helps get it out to more people, which is exactly what I want to do. About 35 to 38 years ago, a long time ago, I was in full-time ministry in San Diego area, and I met with a young man who was in a troubled marriage. And he seemed remorseful and a little confused. And he finally confessed that he was cheating on his wife. He immediately said, "But no one knows. No one knows." And it occurred to me to say, try to make it dramatic for the young man. I said, yes, someone does know. In fact, someone was in the room with you, knows everything that happened. He looked shocked, then he looked a little bit stunned and said, "Who?" And I said, "God." He was there. You can't hide from him. He saw everything that happened, and he knows. Let's look at Matthew 7:21 through 23. "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only he who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. Many will say to me on that day, 'Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and in your name drive out demons and perform many miracles?' And then I will tell them plainly, 'I never knew you. Away from me, you evildoers.'" You know, a lot of people will run through life saying, "Lord, Lord," to Jesus. "I'm a Christian. I belong to Jesus." But how many do the will of the Father in heaven? How many will live in God's will function in God's will, especially when no one's looking, or when they think no one's looking, because God's always looking. Some will say, "Lord, I prophesied in your name." That means I spoke forth your word in your name. Some people will say, "Lord, I cast out demons. I did miracles in your name." How many public preachers fall off into immoral behavior? How many church members practice secret lives of alcohol abuse, drug abuse, immoral behavior, pornography, evil deeds of many sorts? And I could tell you a lot of stories about that. I won't take the time for it. But the point is, lots and lots of people do that. So what does Jesus say? He said, "I never knew you. Away from me, you evildoers." Pretty blunt. Really being converted to Christ results in transformed behavior. You may not be perfect, but your behavior is transformed. And it's transformed when nobody's looking, because you live for an audience of one. I try to remember that God is always looking, and my aim is to live transformed before him. I live in his power to start with, and then live transformed before him, especially when nobody's looking. Join me. I'll see you tomorrow.